At this moment, facing Claire's questioning, Mother Elaine said angrily, "After all, you are also blood from the Wilson family. Besides, your grandma has already apologized to me and said it was a moment of confusion." Harold instigated the discord and made her angry, and now Harold has been severely punished by her. "What else are you dissatisfied with?" Claire said angrily, "What about an apology? My grandmother, I can't know better. Even if she apologizes, she is definitely not out of sincerity. She just wants me to go back and help her fix the Emgrand's cooperation. There is nothing else." Elaine hurriedly persuaded, "Don't think your grandma thinks so badly. It's all a family. How can there be overnight hatred? We are not in the same family anymore." Claire said angrily, "I can't go back to work in the Wilson group." "What are you talking about?" Elaine said dissatisfiedly, "Your grandma has realized her mistake. Do you ask an elder to pull her face down to apologize to you?" After speaking, Elaine said again, "In order to show sincerity, your grandma gave me a gold necklace and 2 jade bracelets. Mom, just says the jewelry that grandma gave you, you just want it." Claire finished talking angrily, ignored Elaine, turned around and walked into the bedroom. Charlie also quickly followed in. Elaine said angrily in the living room, "Look at your daughter." Unexpectedly, Jacob ignored her and turned away. In the bedroom, Claire was still angry and complained to Charlie, "I didn't expect that the Wilson family would use jewelry to buy my mother. Didn't you know that my mom saw the money open? So did the Wilson family. Some jewelry was given by them. Say a few good things." She became confused and forgot how they insulted us back then. Although Charlie was unhappy, he was inconvenient to say bad things about his mother-in-law. He could only persuade, "When we broke with the Wilson family, Mom didn't follow it, so maybe she didn't know the despicable methods of the Wilson family." Claire said, "Then what if she insists on me going back to work?" Charlie said, "You think about it yourself, and I support any decision you make." Claire nodded and said firmly, "I still want to start my own business." Charlie smiled slightly, "I think so too. If you start a business well, you will be able to succeed." While talking, Charlie thought to himself that he should take the time to call Chin Gang from the Chin family, Isik from Shangri-La, Orville from the Taoist family, Warnya from the Song family, and Solomon White from the White family to call out to have a meal and talk with them. Say hello, and let them take care of his wife's career in the future. Thinking about this, Charlie suddenly received a call from Warnya. On the phone, she respectfully said, "Mr. Wade, it's me, Warnya. I wonder if you are busy?" Charlie said indifferently, "No, Miss Song, we can speak." Warnya said, "Mr. Wade, my grandfather has been suffering from a physical illness recently and has not seen what is wrong. I don't know if you have time, can you come to my grandfather's house and see him?" After that, Warnya said again, "Don't worry, you will not be treated badly in the consultation fee." Charlie thought, Warnya was the daughter of a top family in Orus Hill. In the future, his wife would start a business, and she might have to ask her to help, so she readily agreed and said, "Then tonight." Warnya immediately said gratefully, "Well, I'll pick you up at night." "It is good." After hanging up Warnya's phone, Charlie said to Claire, "If a friend finds me tonight, I won't eat at home." Claire nodded and didn't ask much, but just told, "When you are outside, don't always make feng shui stuff with others. If they treat you as a liar, it will cause trouble." Charlie smiled slightly and said, "Don't worry, I know it in my heart." In the evening, Warnya drove to the community to pick up Charlie. Seeing Charlie, she bowed her hands respectfully and said, "Mr. Wade, I'm causing you trouble." Charlie smiled slightly, "Miss Song doesn't have to be so polite." After speaking, he saw a diamond bracelet on her wrist and asked curiously, "Is this the bracelet you lost last time?" Warnya hurriedly nodded and said, "This is the one that my mother left to me before her death. It is as important as life to me. Thanks to Mr. Wade, otherwise, I might never get it back." Charlie smiled and said, "You are still in love with it. Even if I didn't help you, it had returned to your hands after a while." Warnya knew that Charlie was being modest, and hurriedly said, "Mr. Wade, you are rarely seen as a master with real skills, and it is unheard of to be so humble and low-key." Charlie smiled and said, "Miss Song doesn't have to slap me, let's get to business quickly." Warnya nodded hurriedly and said, "Mr. Wade, please get in the car." Sitting in Warnya's Rolls-Royce, the driver drove the car quickly to the Song's mansion in Orus Hill. This is a typical Chinese-style villa with magnificent shapes and 7-layered gardens. It is full of classical beauty and poetry, showing the owner's elegant taste. Moreover, this manor occupies a very large area, and being able to own such a large piece of land in Orus Hill is enough to see the wealth of the family. Under Warnya's leadership, Charlie came to the main courtyard. As soon as he entered the door, he saw a young man in a suit and leather shoes walking here with an old-looking man and a young girl. "Sister, this is—" The handsome young man looked at Charlie suspiciously. "This is Mr. Wade." Warnya's expression was slightly uneasy, but she still put up her temper and introduced, "This is my cousin Honor Song."